Now, in other news, today the world observes World Malaria Day. According to the World Health Organization, there were an estimated 219 million cases of malaria in 2017 alone. Goodbye Malaria is the brainchild of concerned African entrepreneurs who've teamed up to create awareness of the disease and to run malaria elimination programs. Their CEO, Chief Executive, is Sherwin Charles, and this organization, of course, is based in Johannesburg, but currently he finds himself in Paris, in France, where World Malaria Day event is taking place, and is joining us now via Skype this morning. Sherwin, very good morning. I mean, if you look at the stats today regarding the fight against malaria, there doesn't seem to have been significant reduction in the cases reported between 2015 and 2017, and I think we've got the number of malaria deaths remaining at about 435,000 according to the latest World Health Organization report. So it looks like we're not really winning this battle against malaria.
Good morning, Dan. Absolutely. I think we've had great success up until 2015, but the last 2 years have been tough. We've managed to sustain our gains, but have made very little progress. The 10 worst countries in the world, according to the World Malaria Report, in fact, have seen slight increases in the number of cases.
Yeah. Now, where are we battling? Where are the challenges? Why are you not seemingly making headway?
I think there are a couple of reasons for it. Malaria is a disease where you've got to keep your foot on the accelerator. You can't stop or give up at any moment. It comes back. The disease comes back with a vengeance. It's been tough economically, and the governments have really found it difficult to sustain the programs that they've had, even though they receive significant support from the likes of the Global Fund. It still requires a sizable investment for the governments in these endemic countries to keep their malaria programs on track.
Yeah, and sub-Saharan Africa, we understand, Sherwin, experiences most malaria cases and most of the malaria deaths, although we know, of course, the more than 100 countries in the world are battling with it. Your efforts with an organization as an NGO, a private sector funded organization, Goodbye Malaria, do you get to collaborate with government, like, for example, in those countries that you support, and are they open to private partnerships?
That's been the wonder of our success, is really our relationship with the governments of the 3 countries that we've been operating in. We cover Mozambique, Eswatini, and South Africa, and it's been wonderful to assist the national malaria control programs in their efforts to eliminate malaria in Southern Africa. From our perspective, we've made incredible strides, especially in Mozambique, where in Maputo province, during the current spray season, we've protected more than 1 million lives. And that's been quite an achievement.
Now, you mentioned that you're in 3 countries, Mozambique, Eswatini, and South Africa. How bad, coming closer home, is malaria in South Africa? Because ordinarily when you mention malaria to many people, they think, it's something you get when you cross the border, you go to a tropical area, or when you go to the Kruger.
Yeah, that's a bit of a misconception. If you look at the World Malaria Report that you referenced, South Africa has had more than 28,000 cases. Most of those cases are local transmission. So people in Limpopo, Mpumalanga, Northern KZN should really be aware that you're able to contract malaria in your local neighborhood from local transmission. You don't need to travel. And I think on this World Malaria Day, as we celebrate our successes, the message out to our communities in South Africa is that when you get flu-like symptoms, don't rule out malaria. If you're living in an area where you know that there have been cases of malaria, please go out and be tested for it. It's quite an easy test. It's not difficult to detect malaria, but it's very, very important that you ask your medical practitioner to carry out a malaria test.
Okay, thank you very much, Sherwin. That's Sherwin Charles, the CEO of Goodbye Malaria, as today the world marks World Malaria Day. We do have malaria here as well in South Africa, so you must take care.